it's Deanna, and we are working on the Belong quilt block this week for the Live Well Live Strong Quilt. So the Belong quilt block is all about having a feeling of belonging. There is an inherent human need to belong to a group of people, or to belong to a family, or to belong with some friends. We just have a need where we want to belong, and that's part of health and wellness for women is belonging. So let's go ahead and get into the Belong quilt block. I'm trying to see if my comments are working on Facebook and YouTube. I think they are. We're going to see what happens here pretty quickly. I don't see any comments coming through, but let me know if you're on. Corey's going to be watching the comments on Facebook, but this is what the Belong quilt block looks like. So I tried to create something that has, do you see me on live, Corey? On Facebook?
Well, I was going to get on Instagram.
No, could you just do Facebook?
Can I do that on my phone?
Yes, just your regular Facebook app. So this is what we've got. We're making this quilt block right here. I wanted to kind of show you some of the tips and tricks of how to get this quilt block to change. So let me go ahead and change the screen. Oh, were we on the other screen? Let's see here. Hold on for 1 second. Let me go. Oh, sorry, here. Let me go to this one. There we go. So sorry guys, I'm going crazy with all the different screens. So this is the Belong quilt block right here. And, okay, I've got, hello, Brenda from Southern Georgia. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. And let me go ahead. Oh, and I'm seeing Brenda. So you're on Facebook. Thank you for letting me know you're on Facebook and that things are coming through.
Kimberly Norman's on Facebook.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm starting to see comments come through. So, okay, this is the Belong quilt block. I have actually pre-stitched everything. So this shouldn't, hi Shirley from Arizona. So this shouldn't be too long. So what we're going to do is I have this complete section pre-stitched. So I'm going to lay that down. I have stitched each one of these little sections right here. And this one right here. Now, and this one. And then I stitched this section. All right. And I have this all laid down on my design board. We do have these design boards for sale at Stitches Quilting. You can buy them. They now come in a 14-inch section. This part right here, we do not have stitched yet. So I wanted to show you how to stitch this one little section right here, because I've tried to pre-stitch this so the video isn't way too long, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to, so this row is complete right here. And this comes from the pattern, let me just go ahead and tell you, comes from the Live Well Live Strong Quilt pattern. The quilt is right behind me. I can show you that in a minute. But the quilt is hanging right behind me, and this is the quilt right here. We are on the Belong quilt block, which is on page, there's like 20 some pages in this. It's on page 7. There's actually, there's quite a few pages to this pattern. There's 23 plus the templates. There's 27 pages, I believe, in the quilt pattern. But this is on page 7 of the quilt right here. So that's where we're at right here. And make sure that you go, for those of you that purchased the pattern already, there's a download page where you can download all of your templates. And this is the correct template for the grow block right here. So it has the 1/4 inch seam up at the top. So if you don't have the right template with your pattern, make sure to download the templates from your download page. So there is a download page that I've emailed everyone that has purchased the pattern. So you buy the pattern for $30, $29 or whatever. It's a PDF download, or I can mail you a hard copy. I put mine into a binder like this with sheet protectors, and then back here I put all of the worksheets that I do for each one of the blocks. Okay? So that's what this is about. We only have 3 quilt blocks left. We have the Belong, we have the Boundaries quilt block, and then we have and let me just refresh this page right over here. We have the Belong, the Boundaries, and the Strength block, which Strength is right over here behind me, and it's the largest block of them all. So there's only 3 quilt blocks left, and then we will start this sew along over. So it's a good time to purchase your pattern if you haven't purchased it yet. When we do it the next time, we'll do it as regular size blocks, and then we'll also do it as little itty bitty tiny piece paper piece blocks. So, but let's get started, because belonging to something or feeling like you belong is an important aspect of health and wellness for women. I'm going to turn this so that you guys can see this block a little bit better. So we're going to stitch this segment right here. And you can see, so where I'm going to start, so we're going to, it's this corner piece right here. And I'm going to start by just putting these two pieces together. And we're going to lay these like this. So it's important to belong, and we have such a human nature where we want to belong to something, or whatever it might be. We might be really a reclusive person, but we might feel the need to belong as a family. Okay, let me go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam here, and but we maybe want to feel that we belong to a family. We might feel like we want to belong to a quilt guild. We might feel like we belong, because I know I feel like I belong to all of you guys on Facebook. The Facebook communities, the Instagram communities, the YouTube communities. I mean, I have true blue relationships with you guys. And you guys are like the most amazing people out there. And I just absolutely love and adore you. Oh, let me show you what we're going to do for the giveaway today. Here we go. I have got these beautiful woven fabrics. And there's a yellow, a navy blue, or a red. And it's a woven gingham fabric. So what that means is that it's the same on the front and the back side of the fabric. So it's not screen printed or printed on it. So I thought that these would be a lot of fun. I'll give away a fat 1/4. So we'll have some giveaways. And so I just need to see your comments. You can share if you want to, whatever you want to do, but I just need to be able to see what you've done, or that you're there, that you're watching, that you're there. But so you can just let me know then which color you might want of the yellow, the navy blue, or the red gingham. I just thought these were really beautiful ginghams. I have them for sale at Stitches Quilting on the online store, but they're going to be available. We're going to give away some fat 1/4s of those. So let's go ahead. So one thing that we're doing actually in Utah is Utah was discovered as a state in what year? 1847, right, Corey?
Well, pioneers came here.
So yeah, so it wasn't discovered, but anyways. So it's called, we celebrate something called Pioneer Day here in Utah. So, and it's kind of fun. We do all these community things. So I sewed this little piece together right here. We do lots of community fireworks. We do, there's a really big festival that's really close to my home that we're going to go to today and spend as a family. But it's really fun to feel like you belong to your community. Now on this, when you piece this triangle, let's go ahead and lay this back down again. Okay, so when you're piecing this triangle, remember you're going to have this extra, the tail, and I'm going to snip off this tail, what's the word I'm looking for? You like all the colors, but red is your favorite. Kimberly, I agree. I mean, Brenda, and Kimberly, thank you so much. You're so sweet. So what we want to do here is take this block and match it up at the point and have this dog ear down here at the bottom. So remember, when you're stitching this, you want to start here and make sure that this is all cornered off and squared, and then you have your dog tail down at the lower end. So you can see when I look on the reverse side, this is squared up right up here, but the dog tail is peeking out down at the bottom. Okay? So whenever you're piecing your block together, that is definitely a good tip to be able to get your block to be square and to kind of finish at the right finished size. So let me go ahead and sew this on here, and I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm going to bring this off. And it gets tricky when you work with triangles. So this block right here is full of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles, right? Just this one little square. So sometimes things can get a little bit squirrely when you're working with triangles, right? So on the pattern, it then has you square up this sub block before you sew everything together. So we can belong to a community, we can belong to families, we can have online communities, we can have communities in our city, we can have communities that are hobby related, we can have lots of different things. So one thing that we do have at Stitches Quilting on Facebook is an Everyone Can Quilt Facebook group. Or for this quilt, we use a hashtag of the Live Well, Live Strong Quilt hashtag. You could, share posts in that hashtag. You can do anything, but it makes us feel really good to belong. So let's go ahead and press this again. And then we're going to stitch it to the navy blue triangle right there. So belonging is just so important, but sometimes it feels really nasty to be rejected from something, doesn't it? It just feels yucky and awful. So now I'm going to lay this on here. So we're going to sew these two segments together like this. So I've got this one that has 4 pieces to this one large triangle. So once again, I'm going to trim off my little dog ears because we don't need the least amount of bulk that we can have, the better off we are. So let's trim this down. And then we're going to bring this over right sides together to this navy blue triangle. Now on this, I am going to match up the points right here in the corner. Okay, this is the side that we're going to stitch, but I'm going to match up the points of the corner right here. And let's go ahead and get a pretty good match there. So one of the things that we're going to talk about next week is boundaries. And because we want to feel like we belong, but yet we do need to set healthy boundaries so we're not taken advantage of in family situations. We can feel okay about our relationships that we have in the different communities that we're a part of. Because for our own health and wellness, we don't want to go mad and crazy with relationships, because relationships can get pretty tricky, but we can set healthy boundaries. So that's what next week's quilt block is about, is healthy boundaries. So you can see here, I've got this pinned together, okay? And once again, these are triangles, so there's quite a bit of stretch there. So, but you want to try to relax it and not create much stretch as you're stitching this together. So I'm going to go ahead and take this here. And then to get my points to match, I'm actually going to match this by bringing it right across, just right above where the X is in the intersection of that gray quilt block right there. So I'm going to bring it right across the point of that. And then we should have a matched point there. So let me go ahead and feed this through the sewing machine. And I'm going to once again go ahead and stitch with my 1/4 inch seam. And we're going to bring this out. I can't wait to start seeing everybody's quilt tops. Some people have already been quilting and have their quilt tops complete, but it's going to be so fun to see everything. And for all of us, and I'm going to be laying out my quilt top, show you guys how I layer it. I can show you guys how I long arm it. And I'm going to be sewing one together with negative space too. So I want to be able to show you guys all of that. So here we have this section right here. I'm going to press this open, and I'm going to want most of my seam allowances to go over to this navy blue area right there. But you can press your seams open. Just for time and consideration, I am definitely pressing to the darker side. Now we want to square up this block. So let's remove my pressing mat right there. We're going to bring it over. Whoops, I don't want to burn it. And we want to, on the pattern, let me show you this on the pattern. It is now going to say that this unit needs to actually, let me show you guys this real fast. I have the above camera coming down on Facebook. So you want to make sure that this unit right here, there's a yellow box around it, and there's another yellow box down here with instructions that say square this up, this entire unit to 7 inches square. So let me Instagram this. So you can see on the pattern, this is highlighted right here. And then there's a highlighted box, and it's telling you to square up that unit to 7 inches square. Because these are pretty big blocks that we're working with here. And you want to, as you're piecing your blocks together. So let's go ahead and take a look at my block, and I'm just wanting to square this up. Now, what I'm really wanting to do is I'm going to want to make sure I maintain my 1/4 inch seams right here and right here. And then, so for me, for my priority, because we've sewn together 5 different triangles together, so things get shifty, so you want to square this up. So things shouldn't be that bad. So I'm going to just go ahead and lay my ruler down, square up that segment. Let's pull this back. There we go. Pull that back. But what are some really great, hi Margaret from Kentucky. It's so good to see you. You know what, whether you're doing it or watching it, it is therapeutic. I love watching other people's tutorials. I really do. I find it so relaxing. Corey and I, we were actually watching some people that did dumpster diving this last week. And I don't know why we were watching these YouTube videos, but it was just really fascinating how much, the time. They had a lot of followers on YouTube. But it is relaxing to sit there and to watch somebody else. So I'm just going to go ahead and square this up. We have a TV out on our patio. And so we even had that big TV out there. We were laying on the couch outside and watching. I don't know what our neighbors thought about what we were watching, but it's pretty cute. Okay, but it's important to have, hi Sandra, how are you feeling? I hope things are feeling better and that you feel a little bit better. So, but let me get going here. But here are all of the different squares. So this unit is now sewn together. So we have this unit right here. We have this segment, and this segment. So now what I'm going to do, this unit is, I turned this. This unit is completely stitched together. So let's turn this again because we're just going to go ahead and so these 3 units together right here. So let's go ahead and get this done. And then we're going to sew these 3 segments right here and then sew those 3 to the quilt itself. And then we'll be kind of done. So let's go ahead and lay these here. And so by squaring up your pieces while you're quilting, if you know what size things should be, it does help as you're piecing together larger quilt blocks. So as soon as we finish this, we're going to go to a really fun festival. Huh, Luke?
Yep.
And it's called Butlerville Days in our community. And they have, what do they have over there, Luke?
Little rides.
They've got little rides. They just had a parade. They have like a carnival there. So I'm going to lay this back down so you can see I sewed that together. That does not close very well for me. And let's go ahead and take this one and lay this down. Let's sew these 2 together at that 1/4 inch seam. And there we go. And they have a car show, an antique car show. They have lots of food trucks over there. Do you guys have food trucks where you live? Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra. Yes, I would be feeling lost too. I really would. Food trucks. Do you guys have food trucks over there? It feels good to get out. Sometimes, so I don't know. One thing about belonging is you want to feel like you belong to things. And if life throws you some changes, you do want to be able to get out and to create that community with different people and to feel those things. But we have such a strong need to belong. Okay, so this segment is stitched together. So now we're just going to stitch together this last little bit right here. So let's go ahead and bring these ones together and then we'll sew those 3 pieces, the 3 larger pieces together and match our points. So let's go ahead and get this one sewn right here. But it's fun to go over to this little festival because it is such a community of people and, people that my kids have grown up with and that they've gone to school with, people that we're neighbors with, and also, the entire Salt Lake Valley is invited. So there's just people from everywhere that come to this community and this community event, and it feels really good and it's so fun. And then at the very end of the entire night, there's music, there's people that are bands that are performing, there's tons of other things like that. Food. What else is there, Corey? There's even arts and crafts. Oh, look, there's baby Ellie. Hi, honey. Should we put baby Ellie in the video for a second? Maybe. Here, let me switch the camera to the other shot, you guys. Let me go ahead and bring baby Ellie for you. Oh, hold on. I think I switched it to the wrong one. Okay, hold on. There she is. Let me switch. There we go. Look, you guys, here's baby Ellie. Isn't she cute? And she wants to belong to a community of people. And she wants to, and we're getting all ready to go to the party. Ashley, can you get her to look at you? Hey. Because that's the big camera right up there. Ashley, or baby Ellie, can you see everybody? Say hi. Isn't she cute? She's 5 months old now. And even babies want to belong. They want to belong to lots of different things and good communities and all that kind of stuff. And we're teaching you to belong too, huh? But it is lots of fun. Do you see your mama? Can you see your mama? You can do yourself, Ashley. See how she'll smile to her mama. Isn't it wonderful to have a mama to smile to and to respond to and to love? So it is really important. So we want to stick with our community. Let me give baby Ellie back so I don't cut her or anything. But it's important to have our communities. And our communities could be in so many different ways. They could be pen pals. Do you remember back in the day when we had pen pals? Now I'm going to match up my seams. I'm going to have them go opposite directions. And but it's so important that we have community in our lives and that we belong to something, and write down the different communities that you feel like you belong to, and then try to enrich those relationships. So whether it is in volunteering for them, or whether it's doing something kind for one of your family members or for a neighbor, and different ways that you can enrich your way to feel like you belong and to feel good about what you belong to. And you can add additional new communities to it. So even Luke, with his disabilities, he has such a huge need to belong to people and to belong to communities and to feel that love and affection from different people. So belonging is just a major, major human need. Oh, what camera are we on? I'm sorry, you guys.
You're on the front.
We're on the front camera. Okay, so which is probably fine because you can see me stitching. So we definitely want to be able to do all of that. Okay, so let's take the pins out. Did I have pins? Yes, I did. Okay, so here we are at this section. Now, why this quilt block is the Belong quilt block is there are so many different intersections with this quilt block. Let's sew this last section. But I love how all of these different intersections that we, the reason why this is the Belong quilt block is we are just so intersected with so many different communities. There might be a church community. There might be a girlfriend community that you go out to lunch with. There might be family communities. There's so many different kinds of communities that we can. Oh, Sandra belongs to an orchid society. Sandra, I wish I had your talents. I'm learning how to grow things in my yard better. So I got help kind of, anyways, we're doing things. Hi, Corey. We're doing things, and it's been really a lot of fun. And we're trying to perk up some little things in our own garden. But orchids, I don't know how to do orchids at all. So I would love to know how to do that. So make sure you make comments and stuff because we will be, remember, we're giving away this gingham fabric today. And we're going to be doing fat quarters of these. And you'll have to let me know if you want red, navy blue, or yellow. So we're almost finished. So be sure, because I can just, pick people based on the comments that they're making and stuff like that. Corey, do you see comments I'm not responding to? Do you see?
I'm just doing the Facebook stuff.
Okay, all right. So anyways, let me go ahead and put this the rest of the way on there. And then this quilt block will be finished. And I would love to show you how I quilted this quilt block too. And I will have that available really soon for you. So, but yeah, so it's important to feel that we definitely belong to things. Let's take out this last pin. We can press this quilt block. So here's the design board that's kind of a little bit bent up. So I'm going to lay down my pressing mat, and let's go ahead and press this quilt block now. So, but what I loved about this quilt block and why I selected this quilt block as the Belong quilt block is there are so many other things that you guys do too. So Dolores Alma does Facebook groups. Yep. And I love Dolores. She's in our Everyone Can Quilt Facebook group. Church and a quilt guild. Absolutely. Those things all feel better. Okay. So here is the finished quilt block. But do you see all of these different intersecting connections in this quilt block? And so we do want to have a variety of different intersecting types of things, because sometimes some communities, it might not be looking really good. Does that make sense with a particular community that we have? But we want to have backup communities. I always encourage my friends to my children to not just have one friend, one best friend that they did everything together. I encourage them to have multiple friends and to have multiple groups of friends, so that if one friend went dark and started making some weird choices, that they could have some backup plans. And so we also want to have backup, lots of different groups and different communities that we belong to, so that we can still feel that warmth even when something maybe goes a little awry, or maybe we're having a hard time communicating with some people in a group or something like that. So that's why this block has got so many intersected pieces. When I quilted this, I really just did line quilting, and I did X's, just back and forth, and did intersections on each one of these blocks. So a very, very simple quilting, and I'll post a picture on Facebook and Instagram of the finished quilting of this quilt block, because it was very, very simple. I just wanted that to shine. So let me go ahead and look at comments that we've got here. I'm going to look over at this other screen to get those comments a little bit better. Parts of the block, but the block goes together fast. You're right. There are lots of parts of this, but it does go together quickly. So, all right. So let me get my little Post-it notes, and let's declare some winners here. We've got Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram that we've been live on. And I'm going to write down here that these are the gingham fabrics. Gingham fat quarter is what we're doing. So let me go ahead and bring these fabrics over here as we're talking about this. So what we want you to do is, if I go ahead and call out your name that I know that you're on, or whatever, that I want you to message me and let me know what color fat quarter you have, and what, I get to send something else to Bernie. I've got Bernie on in Ireland. Too fun. Okay, so Instagram, we've got Bernie. I can see her. She's doing hearts. It's pretty cute. So Bernie, I've got your address, so we will just slip this into the other box, and we are, it's really, you're waiting to quilt your Owl's Guild until you show us today. You know what? It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really, really excited. Okay, so that's Instagram. We've got people there. Yay! I'm so excited. It's fun to send things to other countries, and lots of you guys are. So we've got Facebook and then also YouTube. So let me go over here to YouTube. So just let me know what color you want and your address, which you can instant message me, you can email me, you can do whatever you want. So let's go ahead and look at this. So we've got, let's do Beverly. Let's do Beverly on Facebook.
Everybody's asking a question.
Yeah, so tell me.
How do we get the measurements of the quilt square?
Okay, so Beverly, this is a pattern, and you can purchase the pattern. It's called Live Well, Live Strong, and you can go to my website. I will put in a link on the different Facebook videos. Let's see, you're on Facebook or YouTube, but I'll have a link for you. I can respond to you where you can get it. But you buy the pattern, and it gives you all the dimensions of what size to cut everything. And then I do live videos on how to show you guys how to make the blocks. But Beverly will have you win one of these fat quarters right here. And then that way you can, I'm not sure if I can see all the comments today too. I feel like I'm not seeing everything. Let's have Sandra on Facebook win. And Sandra, I've got several things to ship to you because we haven't mailed out the Band-Aids. This has been a long series of different holidays here in Utah. So we're going to have people back to work, on regular. I'm so laid back. But we've got, so we've got Beverly, Sandra, and let's do Brenda. So Brenda Snyder. Okay. So, and I think you guys might have sent me stuff, your address again before. And let's go to YouTube now. Okay, so YouTube, we've got Alma Rast. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that down. We have, maybe that's the only person we have on YouTube. I need to look. Let me just look a little bit more. We've got Alma. Yeah, that's all we had on YouTube today. So But let me know what color and what fabrics you'd like. Let me see if we've got someone else on Instagram here. We've got, okay, so just make comments so that I know for sure that you're there. So anyways, but this was the Belong Quilt Block. Just remember, try to build additional communities that you're part of, or put good effort and goodwill into the communities and where you belong. And you know what? It just is an essential human need that we have, and so it's just so much fun, and I'm so glad that I belong to each one of you ladies, because as I belong to you, you guys make me a stronger person and a better person, and I'm so grateful for quilting, and I'm grateful for all the things that we have out there as beautiful blessings. And so anyways, we'll see you guys a little bit later. On Tuesday, we will be doing the Boundaries Quilt Block, and on boundaries, we're going to be talking about setting healthy boundaries in our relationships, or with work, or with whatever it might be in life. So we will talk to you guys a little bit later. Love you guys tons. Have fun.